Welcome to the channel. This is Reliable Rudy. Let me get a couple things set up, and then we'll get into the title. We have 3 trims. We'll just go over IDAI real quick. We got an entry. We're just playing this gap fill. I got alerted. We can go to my alert right here. Got alerted 263. By the time I looked over at it, it was at 258. By the time I even put the order in, it was already at 260. So first fill was 260. 261 half, and then I got another fill averaged up at 262 half. My outs right now are at 271 half, 274 half, and then I tried getting a 277. Wasn't a limit, ended up getting 275. So honestly, if this comes back in to the bottom where I entered, I'm just kind of playing this flat top. This is why I had my what's that, alert in off 263. I was just playing this flat top, and I said that if it pulls into the gap, we're going to try it. So before I go into any more analysis, you guys know I'm not a licensed financial advisor. Everything in this live stream is me just sharing my opinion, just having fun, trying to give you guys some entertainment and make some money in the process. That is it. That is it. So, back into the title. I'm really just trying to respect this area until it gets over top of this red engulfing. I'll have maybe a couple more trims, but the reason why I wanted to play this, and this was a sticky note name that I wrote down a few names. And just for this 1, 2, 3, and then the continuation, trying to build this flat top, but then the gap up over top of it, and then just playing this body of this candle, which meets over with the initial move back in the beginning of August. So that's kind of the reasoning behind it. Is it going to work out? I don't know. For all I know, it shoots through this, and I end up getting stopped out, and we end up losing money on the trade. But we do have some decent size on this one. The next name that we have in the title is Boyle. Now, Boyle is a name that I'm already long, so keep that in mind. But I think that it has a reasonable setup. Pulling back in and looking at the commodity down here, you see we make a push, we fight in this middle ground, we reclaim positive, holding these lows, and we are actually able to set new highs, and now it's pulling right back into this neckline. So I have an alert in. I'm going to try to buy some more today, but it just didn't pull back down enough. But that is going to be a name that we keep on watch for today. And we'll keep an eye on IDAI. Still just hovering around this range. And really not the most amount of volume, just a little bit of volume. But from what it did chopping sideways right here. See how we just chopped sideways this whole time? And there's not very much volume whatsoever. A lot of times when you see this scenario where there's not much volume in this, you actually have some sort of descending channel where it could have easily panned out like this. So the question is that struck my attention when I was looking at it yesterday is why is it that this doesn't get any volume, but it's able to just hold up right here. So then the gap up, pull right back into the gap. I seen it wick into the gap. I said, hey, why not just give it a try? I didn't get the gap on the money, which, I could have just had orders there. My position would be sitting just that much better if I got those orders, but wasn't able to put that order out. I could have. And just because this is working in the money doesn't mean that, this is going to end up being a home run trade. But that is the ideal or the idea I had behind this name. So going to the other name, the NASDAQ short has officially got a positive break. And you guys know I love strength. You guys know I love strength. And the NASDAQ short is yet another name that I'm holding. And basically, the reason why I even hold a NASDAQ short is because the numbers favor it. The market, if you go to a statistical standpoint, is overvalued. There is no question about it. And then when you go into that overvaluation, then you're only factoring in the United States growth of 1 point, what is it? It was 1 point, or it was 0.9, then they raised it in the last Fed meeting to 1.1, or maybe they raised it a little more. I don't know. Regardless, let's give them benefit of the doubt and say that they raised that forecast up to And we're kind of getting, oh, I seen 85s right there. Let's, my bad, I'm getting off topic. Let's say they raise that forecast to 2%. We'll give them benefit of the doubt. If I'm looking at a company and I'm trying to decide what type of premium I want to, and I'm going to go take a piece off right here, just small trims. We're just going to take small trims all the ways up here on this name. We have enough size to take small trims all the ways up. So if this runs all day, we are going to be trimming all day. So I'm going to try and get those 85s again, bid stacked on 83s. And I'll get back to my point about the NASDAQ short. We're going to take a piece off right there. So that should have gave us 83s and taken a piece off before the start of this next candle. So now back to my point. If I'm looking at an individual company, now stick with me here, guys. If I'm looking at an individual company and their growth rate is 2%, the first thing that goes to my head is, okay, I'll pay of a 14 to 16 PE if I really like the company. Let's just go ahead and take another piece off of this IDAI. If it wants to turn back into another green candle, and we got 83s like I stated before on that last fill. Now back to my point. I'd be willing to pay a 14 to 16 PE for that type of growth rate. And then when you look at the PEs that, the S&P is trading at, the NASDAQ is trading at, to me, I think it's just trading extremely rich. Yes, the market's been great in 2023. You don't want to be against the trend. The trend is up. The trend is your friend. I get it. I get it. But to have some sort of positioning into the NASDAQ short, I truly believe it's a reasonable play. There's a lot of what ifs in this market right now. And that is why on a fresh positive break, and let's just go take another piece off of this IDIA. There's 71 lots on 90s. Oh man, I think they bamboozled me there. Tried to get those 87s that came on the tape there. We ended up getting 85, so ringing the register again for another piece out. This one is working pretty good. Now that we're near this breakout, let's start going on the tape. We're going to go on the tape on the ask at 94s. And coming on back in, that's alright. We did get enough fills there. We're sitting on 80% of the position still. So even if it comes back into the entry, we've taken 20% clean profit. We can think about reloads. We got a lot to work with here. But I'm going to switch back over to this SQ real quick. Even if it comes all the way back into the gap, I haven't bought any SQ today because I already have it. I have shares bought higher too. So don't think that I'm just, oh man, this guy's a freaking genius. But you can go back to my live stream before I went back on vacation. I left on vacation Thursday and it gapped up after it was not able to fill this gap. And I said, hey, watch out. I would not be surprised in the slides to see this make a rip up to 28. Well, it's not at 28. It's not even close there yet. But it is getting a fresh positive break right here. And I'll tell you one thing. If you can do this, buy something where strength is, on this day, it was at negative 98. And from that strength to go from negative 98 to give you a positive break no more than a week and a half later, I promise you, you will be a damn good investor or trader. I'll say trader because at the end of the day, it's just you're guessing on short-term moves. When you're guessing or I shouldn't say guess, when you think you have conviction on a short-term move, to me that's not really investing. Unless, my conviction is that I actually think the market's overvalued, but this could have easily shot down and kept the Nasdaq could have kept ripping for all I know. But if you can do that, it is a very difficult thing to do. It's something that I try to do. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And I will say I am red on my SQ position, and I would be willing to average down on my position if this kind of came in, and let's just put an alert for this 1920. And if that alerts us, we'll try this gap and try and pick up some shares of this because, it fills this gap over here and it, trades down yesterday and then, retraces all the ways back up and now we're gapping up. So, I mean, I think it's worth talking about, and that's why it caught a title name today. So in terms of title names, we have IDAI, Boyle, and SQQQ. We have another 15 tickers written down on sticky notes over here. But as for today, if I think the Nasdaq is or the Nasdaq short is, you know, set to be strong, I'm not really I'm not really that interested in forcing myself into a lot of positions. I like this IDAI position. I feel I got a good entry in it, and it's working pretty good for us at the moment. You know, from these 260s, from my alert price, 7.5%. If you can find a trade like that and actually get some decent size on it every day, you'll be pretty good. But I will say another one of my names was this TNGC. You can see I put this in later. But I had this marked in right there, and we get a gap up over top of that. Could have played this if I was really paying attention. When I looked over at it, I was already wicking into it, and that's when I put this sort of downtrend like this in right there. But now breaking through that, I would say this doesn't really have much volume, but it's strong. And IDIA gives us a fill at 95. That is what we were talking about right there. No, 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 wait. Let me go check. Let me make sure I put that order in at 95s real quick. We got 94s, so we got the fill at 94. So ringing the register off 94s, a great start to this morning right here. And coming right back in, so I'm glad I did have that order in, that limit order. I was talking about something else, get a fill, ringing the register on something else. That's a good feeling. And coming right back in, that doesn't mean that it can't keep ripping. The volume is starting to pick up a little bit. So first three candles, coming up here, the flirt with these highs. This is a great start to this trade. So, and H&H Trader told me that there was a catalyst. Told me there was a catalyst for the name that I should go take a look at. I'm sure there is. I just don't have the time right now. And let's just go, just in case this is a washout top, let's get one order off of that 3 flat. But this looks good. We're right around this area where this could potentially break out. So let's just go on the ask at 3 right there. And if it doesn't fill, it doesn't fill. We can think about reloading back in those 60s. But this looks pretty good. We still have 8 minutes left on this candle, and we're already at 120K volume. So I mean, at the beginning when I was taking this trade, it was like, it's a little light volume on as this candle started going a little bit, but now it's picking up. So we could have something meaningful here, and we are flirting with the high price over here. You see that? This was the initial move. 2 days ago, tries to make a run up there, and now we're actually flirting and taking out that high. Is it a washout top? Do we have some major resistance over here at 3? I can see a couple tops here and a couple wick lows into that 3 to retest 3. But if this really wanted to rip, there's really nothing else there except for this top up here near 5, and you have a gap. And you can probably expect these wick tops right here. So if I'm looking for another dollar rip from this next fill that we're getting, um, I think this is going to end up being a pretty solid trade. And I would say there's probably some resistance off of these lows right here. So that's right in around that 350 range. So if we get this extension through this 3, I think we're going to see a clean rip, maybe a little bit of resistance off those 25s. But I think we can see this get up to the 50s today. And if it really got crazy, I'd want to see it, make a huge rip up to 5. That would really make my day. And yeah, so let's see if IDAI can get some extension or some follow through here. Looking at it, it does have some wick of selling. It has a wick of buying, so could easily go either way. But right now, as of this current 5-minute candle we're in, same story. Kind of a washout top kind of feel to it as of right now. This is the candle that's getting a lot of the volume, so a lot of that volume could have came in off of that top. But you can see, yeah, it is catching some pressure off of that. I'd say that's more selling right there. But coming on in, testing these highs right here. Let's see if this can get some follow through or not. I'm sure there's people out there that are saying, "Yep, double top is in." I want people, even if the shorts end up winning and this is a double top that everyone loves to think that they can call. Um, I want shorts to be trying to punch in right here because if it gets over top of that price, oh boy, this thing is going to have that type of catalyst to rip. But, kind of a death candle that's coming in right there. Wash out top feel on increase the volume. Let's see if we can hold these 75s. Uh, it's easier when you have the entry. So honestly, my entry, we'll give it a few pennies underneath. I'm not going to give it all the way down the 50s. But I do like this initial setup that it has. We have 5 minutes left in this candle, and I was just getting ready to say that, buyers can still come in the middle of this green move. So that is what we're looking for here. We want to see the buyers hold up the middle of that green candle and see if it can go. I gotta say a huge shout out to Christopher. I don't know if he'd still be in it, but I was watching this. It was one of the 16 sticky note names that we wrote down on names that we wanted to watch. But I was in the middle of this IDAI and also setting up the live stream. Bros was another name. We said, hey, we identified a wedge, breaking through that wedge. If this pulled back into the top right here, I think that this also has a reasonable setup. And CLSK is really catching some momentum here, taking out those highs. If we look over at the daily chart, you're going to see why it's potentially a sticky no name is because we come right back into that middle ground on strength. Huge volume day after the earnings, and now just a little bit of continuation coming in here. So I am glad that I got those 94s. We are on the ask at 3. That it just barely wasn't able to fill right there. The top of this candle was 97s. That doesn't mean that I can't get back up there. And sometimes I just need to trust my technical analysis because, at the beginning of the day, we had this set just like this, and we said that, hey, if it gaps up over this, we can try it. Sometimes I just need to trust some of the technical analysis I'm putting out there. But, it is what it is. We like the trade that we have in this IDAI, and from those 60s up to those 94s. With a 12%, and we think that there is still some left on the table here. So, Tilray. I'm seeing a lot of my sticky note names be names where Tilray was a name, didn't have a word on it, but you'll see the daily chart. You can see this is candle number 3 pulling back in to the previous highs right there, wicking towards those 250s. Pretty solid look. Um, let's see if I can see any other sticky note names on this here. I see Penn. What's Penn doing? I really wanted to take a look at Penn. Oh wow. Oh wow. Penn off of the earnings that I thought were pretty decent. You put a cold 46 cents of profit for a $23 company. Uh, and you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 points of contact and gapping down below that. That is very interesting. I think we might even try this gap right there. That gap is officially at 2361. So we actually might not get this today, but let's put an alert right there at 2380s. And IDAI coming on back in. I would say this is reload territory if we wanted to try it. But I'm going to go check and see. I'm going to cancel this 3 order real quick. And I'm going to go just take a look at what my total share count is. And we can think about reloading this. Okay. Let's go see what the tape's looking like. I do not like that full red engulfing candle. And I see CLSK is continuing to rip. No reload yet. I just don't see any size on the tape yet. And there is a little bit of size on the tape. Let's just try it. Let's try it. It's been working pretty good for us, so let's try it. IDAI. And my out is going to be underneath of 60s. So we're giving this 7 cents of risk here probably. Maybe give it a little bit more. Maybe I can give it to that gap. We'll give this wick low here. But I was able to take out those 67s and now able to take out those. So now that I got the reload, you know, if it gets back into these mid 70s, that is going to be an area where we're just going to start taking pieces off. So 70s on the tape. Ran through a couple of them. There's 5 lots on 70s. 5 lots on 70s. Open orders off 269 and 10 lots on 68s. $30 lots on 68. So bid is continuing to jump up and stack up. It does have a not so good top right there. So if this were to shoot through right here, you know, I got to be ready for a potential exit. Bid stacked up to 69. So 69s are not open anymore. Looking at some of these other names, you know, I have a story about APLS. I pretty much would have bought the exact low, but I was on vacation. I was actually in the airport for that day. And I was like, man, do I want to try it? We can go quick at it real quick. I probably still have that line there. I do. Oh, man. Man, look at that. Look at that. Look at where I put this line. Literally called the bottom. $10 in the money. Wow. Wowzers. Yeah, that is what I'm saying. If you can buy against strength and then get a positive break, which down here it was negative 127. If you can do that and get the position to work for you, it's a very difficult thing to do. And coming back into my reload area, we'll see if this has any weight to it whatsoever. If some buyers can step in. TNGX absolutely pumping. Now top gainer on the day. Would love to have an entry on this over this IDIA, even though this has been a nice green position for me. But IDIA still has a chance. $29 lots on 66. Is it going to be able to build this sort of smiley face? I don't know. This increased red volume right here coming back into this level is a big ask right now. But it does have this flat top that can possibly hold right here, so I do think it's all right. Just not like not what I was expecting to see transpire. I wanted to see more buyers come in the middle of this green move. Oh man. Looking over at WeWork, gap up, kind of giving you that flag, but you know, rejecting this low right here. That's the only thing I'd say about that. Actually, some size on the ask here. And that is what happens when there's size on the ask. Still sitting here at these 63s though, but I am ready for an exit. I'm not putting a stop loss in. but I am just watching it. I am ready for an exit here if I have to. Able to fight through that. So continuing to hold around these 66s, which is it's sitting all right. Oh, we actually got some lots. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. 52 lots jumped up 3 cents on the bid. So I don't know if somebody marketed in for some shares or just put that buy a couple pennies above, just cleared out that tape, and now we're sitting up at 68. Okay, so that's not as bad right there. We're seeing some buying pressure off of this level, which I would say is a clear flat top right here. So if it can just keep getting those same buyers to come back in that are looking at the same thing I am for this flat top, I think we can see this start to give some sort of churn to the upside. And we're back to 100% full size on this position. Uh, we were only able to take off, what is that, 22.5% of the position is what we were able to take off. So we did try a full reload here. So let's see if we can get a move back into the middle of this red move right here where we can take some of that size off and we can be sitting in a little bit more comfortable position. That is what we're going to be looking for. But other than that, once this trade right here kind of calms down, I'll be able to look around more. I have a lot of tickers I haven't been able to take a look at. And I know that there is we have some alerts out there as well. We put a alert on Penn that's probably not going to activate or trigger. We have one on SQ, we have one on CIEN, and one on Boyle. That's all the alerts that I can put out for right now. So we're gonna keep watching this IDAI trade, and uh, we're not trying to put too much pressure out there today. Looking back over at the SQ, looks like oil's probably making some moves though, and oil, is still holding decent. Nasdaq looks like it caught a little bit of a bid. The Dow is now green. The S&P is slightly green. So if the Nasdaq keeps catching a bid, I will get alerted on that SQ, and we can think about adding some more size to that SQ. Seven minutes, 40 seconds left on this candle. Sitting right at 68, which was the close from the previous candle. So normally, if I see, like when this was a red engulfing candle, I said to myself that, hey, you have to fight through this wick. Hey, you're going to have to fight through this body. Hey, you're going to have to fight through this whole red candle to get back up to the high. So we'll see if it's able to, it just finally fought through those 68s. There's 20 lots on 69. Just trying to scroll through and watch at the same time here. SQ still 9/10 in the money. I would say for the SQ gapping up, there is a lot of green names. No orders stacking up on 68s though. There's just the same 20 lots on 69 and 9 lots on 67 for the bid. Not a ton of volume coming in. TNGX putting a red candle back in on increased volume. Uh, I still think that could be a reasonable trade, even though it has the increased volume right there. For it to wash out those highs, I think was a reasonable. And now we finally have some orders stacking on 68s. So we have 6 lots, and 8 through a few of them. Still the same 20 on 69s. Now we have them stacked on the ask at 68. 4 lots. Um, is this one that we just want to take the profits and go as it's just sitting right here? If I were to just cut it, this is going to end up ripping. So I'm just going to stay true to it. I'm okay taking the hit on it. We'll give it to 55s and go from there. TNGX still making that push down. This is red candle number 1 for sure. I don't like that IDAI is not on the top page anymore though. Oh, it is. It's right there. Okay. I can remember that. CLSK strong, strong. One lot on 68. Still hasn't even been able to chip one of these orders off 69 yet. One lot stacked on the bid for 68. 3 lots. So I can keep trying to stack right there. And was finally able to take out those 69. So let's see if we can get going here. And there's 72s. We could just ring the register on some profit here. Let's see if we can get through these 73s. As soon as the bid stacks over on that, we'll take this profit take here. Wasn't able to. Right back in the 70s. But able to get through those 69s. We were waiting for that for some time. 2 minutes left in this candle. Showing a green candle as of right now, but this could easily turn into a stair step to the downside where this is the top. So that is what we have going against us right now. Is that it is possible that this is the top that is in right there. Just those two wick tops right there, a washout top. That doesn't mean that I can't take out those highs later. But I would say that I would have been looking for a little bit more of a follow through on those candles. We had the entry, played it beautifully. Tried to make a push for those 3s. We were on the ask at 3s. Luckily, we were able to put that order out at 94s. eBay. No. I know you're like, eBay? This guy's trading. This guy's looking to buy eBay? Go look at their financials. Hate on the company all you want. It's boring. I'm sure that's what you guys are thinking. But go look at those financials. You'll be like, okay, I see what he's talking about. High margin, low debt, bringing in cash flow, pays a dividend. Yeah. I thought their earnings were pretty fire as well. So to see it gap down like it did, I'm surprised I didn't at least try it. If we just look back at that earnings report, dollar EPS for a $44 company trading, uh, are putting up 80% margins. Yeah, that's what we like to see. We like to see great companies trade down because when they're cheaper, that means we can buy more of it. I know you guys are probably like, eBay, this guy's trading eBay? What the heck is wrong with this guy? We're going to take a piece off here at these 70s. Just a small piece at the 2.5% trim. We want to hold a piece for this move if it gives it to us. So we don't want to trim too much off. I'm pretty sure we should have got 72s there. Yeah, and we did. Right back in at the start of this candle, which is fine. And here we are again. Oh, okay, thank God. Took out those 69s right away. I was going to say, if we were back in this standstill between 67 and 69, that is not really what I want to see. I want to see it make some sort of movement, whether it goes down or up. I don't really care. Just let's see if we can get the follow through we're looking for. And I should respect one of the other title names. We'll go take a look at Boyle real quick. Yeah, if that alerts us, we're probably gonna be looking to play this area right here. See this, what I'm marking? Little neckline break that breaks it and test it. That's what we're gonna be looking to play. So call like a 67 flat. Maybe even play this support line right there is what we're looking for. IDAI still those same. Oh, we have 19 lots on 68s now. 7 lots on the ask at 70. Took out a few of them. Bid stacked on 68. Let's see if we can take out this one lot off 70. CLSK strong. Shorts punching in off that top, takes it out. Now shorts got a cover. It's a classic look. TNG X. If this does pull back into like those 50s, I think that's reasonable. So let's alert this. We can think about that name. Oh boy. Not right now. We will. I'll keep an eye on it right here. Late night, early mornings. It's the way we do. Let's see what some of the top losers are. IMP. Yeah, they've had some sort of public offering or senior note or something. I don't know. $150 lots on 68 for IDAI. If the shorts are able to take that out, Um, even though there is size stacking on the bid here at 68, if the shorts take out these 150 lots, that would be no bueno. So I need to see some orders start stacking above that. As here it might start chipping away at them. Yeah, that is a note of experience. Just because you're trading something, you see somebody come on there with some big size, you gotta understand that just because it's big size, when that guy starts losing money, that guy has money, and he's not trying to lose money. So keep that in mind. If you were in that position and you just got triggered in on, what is that, 15,000 shares, almost 40 grand, and it started putting a red candle in, shooting to the downside, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? So just because there's a huge order off of this 68, that doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, there has to be more shares. We're at 70s. We're not at 68s. There has to be more shares bought at 70s for this price to go up. So I don't care what's on the tape right here at 68. I care about what's going on right here. Yeah, it can trigger that, but if it pops right back up to these 70s and more people are still, or more shares are still being sold right here than bought, it doesn't matter. I'm sorry, it doesn't. So, so keep that in mind. And now we're finally getting some lots stacked above that order. Thank the Lord. And now we fought through those 70s. We're sitting one lot off 71 to see if we can take those out. TNGX still that continuation to the downside, where we can maybe think about playing this 750 level. And IDIA up to 73s now. It doesn't show it here, but there's 8 lots stacked on 71s. Light volume though, very light volume. So I would say if this is the pull for a bear flag, you can see the small frowny face, but you gotta imagine we are right here. So if the same people are willing to push this down from these mid 70s, but I can say that we are actually at 71s. Bid is stacked at 71s, 8 lots. Now we have one stacked at 72. We're at 72 right now. Now we're at 71s. Now we're at 70s. So still fighting to get over top of this candle right here. Bros showing some good continuation. Patience. Showing as much patience as I possibly can, as there's been no price action whatsoever. So, I mean, this is what I'm doing on this. You guys are more than welcome to leave. I'm just waiting for this next candle. Just kidding. I have no clue if it's going to do that. But, boom. I just want to see it. Show it to me. We're actually at 70s. Five minutes left in the candle. Absolutely no volume coming into this name whatsoever. Here we're getting some lots stacked on 70s though. We have 35 lots on 70s. Fighting through those 70, and here we go. Here we're getting some volume coming on in, so let's go ahead. And what I say, we were looking for a green candle like this. Let's go get a piece off. We're going to take a piece off right there. That should have gave us 76s. I seen one lot on 76. We got 76.16 there. IDAI. So ringing the register. Comes right back in. That is fine. Fighting through partial of the middle of this red candle, which, you know, still getting pushed down. So we were able to get some size off there, just a little bit, another 2.5%. So by no means are we in the clear with this, because we still have a lot of size on this position. Or I shouldn't say it. We have 95% of the position left. So, but 35 lots stacked on 73s here. Let's push back to those 75s. So this is kind of the candle I was expecting. A wick into the middle of this red move right there. So if it can get over top of that wick is also another crucial area. So call it a 280. Could get some momentum going here. 45 lots stacked on 73s. NQ is showing a little bit of weakness still. We coming on back in. CLSK holding strength. Hainsborough. Excuse me. I was too lazy to go and brew some coffee this morning. So that's probably why the voice is still in recovery. Voice is still in recovery. I didn't do myself a favor last night. My buddy was playing on a poker live stream, and he was killing it, man. He was killing it. And I was getting hyped. I was taking shots every single hand he won. I was taking shots. He really could have done some damage to me, but he started, you know, just he was up. He did what he was supposed to do. He turned passive. He made sure that he wasn't going to get back those wins. That's what a smart man would do. Oh, it's starting to ramp up a little bit here. Bid was starting, we had 35 lots on 73, but we also got 30 lots on 75s here. So let's see what this battle, how this battle plays out right here. 2 lots stacked on 74s. Let's take those out and get back to the true battle at hand. The true battle is 73 to 75. And of course, there's all kinds of battles taking place. That's the beauty with the stock market, man. There's millions of battles that take place every single day. Oh, my bad, Money Falcon. Brother, you plan for short the market. I don't know if you're still there, Money Falcon. My bad. I'm tuned into this, man. We're in the green here. So let me know if you're still there, and I'll give you my pitch for the Nasdaq short. Okay? But you gotta let me know you're still there. 'Cause I'm not gonna talk to myself. And I'm not saying that in an aggressive way. You know, if you're not there still, it is what it is. Um, but if you're still there, I will give you my pitch for the Nasdaq short. And the battle looks like it is lost so far. Now we're right into this level. Honestly, if we get down to 65s, it keeps it a green trade for us here. And we'll just get out. But if you're still there, Falcon, I will give you my pitch. But yes, when I put a title name up there, if anybody comes in asking about that title, I will talk about it. Some good size still there at 69s. So this isn't over yet, but kind of given that stair step look where I wouldn't be surprised to see a red engulfing candle come on in here. Doesn't look like Falcon is still there. If you are there, Falcon, you're gonna have to let me know. TN candles are getting smaller on this TNGX. I'm just throwing a couple orders out there for this TNGX. If it fills, it fills. Pen. I can't believe I'm getting alerted on pen right now. Let's go see what we got going on here. Close 2361. We are throwing an order out for pen here. 56 was the low. Did we get that fill? Nope. No fills on TNGX. But this IDAI showing a nice green candle. We got an intraday gap right at the end of that candle. We're still watching this TNGX here. 8 minutes left on the candle. 91 lots on 73s here. Come on, fight through this. If we can fight through this here. This looks primed, ready to go. Show me that green candle shooting right up. But let's go back over to that pen. We gotta make sure we know when we get alerted there. Put that order in off of right there. We'll know exactly when we get alerted. TNGX very close. Says the low of this candle was 56. We're on the bid at 55s. How about missing it by 1 penny? How about that? Jesus. Missing an order by 1 penny. This IDAI is getting ready. 63 lots stacked on the bid at 74s here. We got 1 lot on 75s. Who are you guys putting your money on? I got the 6 side with 63. It's a loss before. But I'm taking the side with 63. Yep, and then we ate right through those 75s. We had 8 lots on 76. 6 lots on 76. 7 lots stacked on 75s. Are we going to see something here? When the bid starts stacking, I start getting happy. Ten lots on 76. Oh man, and I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta make coffee. I gotta let the dogs out. It's always right when something's about to happen that I gotta do something. Why is that? Hey bro, what's up? Lucas Kadum? Kadum? Kcum? Kcun? What's up, man? What's going on? Are you a pro trader or I've been a trader, let's see. I've been a part of the stock market for 3 years now. I would say I've been consistently trading every single day for about 2 years, almost 2 years. Once it gets to October, it's been about 2 years. So by no means would I say I'm a pro trader, but I will tell you that I am a different style of trader. I do what works for me. There's a million different ways you can invest, and I do what works for me. So that doesn't mean that it's going to work for somebody else. A lot of my trading goes based off of strength and levels. When I say levels, I like to trade off of support levels, so or like these flat top areas right here. So like this 263 is what I've been working. That's just an example off this IDAI, and I trade off of strength. So uh, it all depends on the company and what I'm trading here. If I'm trading a fundamentally sound company that's profitable, one that I don't think is going to be uh, going anywhere in the next 20 years, I'm going to trade it different than a company like IDAI. I don't even know too much about this company, but I did see that they're not profitable. We go back to their last earnings, they're not profitable. So instantly, it gets marked in the my bad, my headset turned off. So instantly when I see it's not a profitable company and I haven't put the due diligence in it looking through their financials and stuff like that, I instantly mark it in the category of speculation. So I'm having executed entries into the position, and I'm having executed outs. Uh, I use a CCI based off of the 50 candles. So whether you're on a daily, whether you're on a 5 minute, whether you're on a 15 minute, whether you're on an hour, it goes based off the last 50 candles. And I use a double EMA 21 and 34. That's all I have. I like having a clean chart, and I always like right here. So I'm saying that since this took out this high right here on the commodity, I'm saying that hey, this also is correlating that's taking out the highs. If I can get a break of 3, which if I mark just 3 flat right here, that I'm saying that hey, my next outs are these lows over here, these wick highs, and then I have a gap fill up here at 5. So if I can get just a continuation play on this, and another part of why I bought this is because you get the gap up, and I seen that there's gap fill buyers. So we gap up from here, we retrace down, we fill this gap at 257. I got my entries in at 261 and 262. We trimmed 22% of the position on the way up, and we're on the ask at 3. When it pulled back in, we had a reload at 65s. And I have 2 outs, 2.5% apiece at 272 and 276. So my next out, I'm looking for a neckline break right here. I can probably run this up to the candle. So my next out is probably going to be 285 to 287. What is your best stock you trade now? See, that's the difference. You say trade. My best stocks are investments. Investments that I am not looking to get rid of for a long time. When I trade, yeah, you can. I just don't have as much size on those on trades. You know what I mean? My bigger allocation of capital goes to my future. I mean day trade. Um, so you're asking what type of size I have on this current position right now? Is you can correct me if I'm wrong. The type of size I'm working with on this position is 1,000 lots. Not 1,000 lots, 1,000 shares. If that gives you any help there, I normally don't disclose that. Like I have a huge buy on Carvana at 23. Okay, I'll look at Carvana, but I'm gonna put an alert right here. Let's cancel one of these out. And if this starts going to the south on me right here, I gotta be able to know. So I will go take a look at Carvana right now. But how about this one right here? I just missed out on this trade on TNGX by 1 penny. I was on the ask or on the bid at 755 and 750. I just missed by a penny. CVNA, I've traded this based off of strength, and now I'm going to show you the first thing when I'm looking at a new company. Now bear with me here, Lucas, is I want to know when the longs enter. Now you're going to be like, how do you know when the longs enter? Bear with me here. I use strength to identify that. On this day right here, the earnings day, you get this positive break on strength. From this moment on, this is a nut up or shut up. So, in my opinion, if I was looking at this green volume right here, as soon as we take out this high, as the body of this candle, this is where I believe the longs enter. So you got to understand that to me, I think that the longs are in from 1040. Now, why I also say that is because you get a nice little pump up to 13.5, and look at where we rest. Boom, 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 boom. Now, I mean, I just popped over this. This isn't a planned script that I'm going off of right now. I'm telling myself, I think the longs got in right here. What are the odds that we come in, boom, 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 and all of this price is being held right there where I think they entered. So if I was looking for strength and looking for something, I would have maybe not pen. Pen's giving me a fill right now. We'll go to that in a second. But then, if you're going off of strength, uh, as soon as we take out this wick high right here, it's a rinse and repeat. So this is a nut up or shut up candle. You risk it ripping on you if you don't take it right here. It does give you a chance to buy in the middle of that candle right here, but then you get the gap up, rinse and repeat. Uh, from this moment on, I'd probably be running an out. If I was a late entry right here, I'd be running an out underneath this wick. I would have never got stopped out. I would have had plenty of outs to the upside. Uh, but I did trade Carvana. I didn't trade it very good. It was profitable, uh, but in a sense, that's why I want to understand where the longs get in at. That's an example. So you said you have your entry at 38.70. So let's go take a look at 38.70. 38.70. I'm just gonna mark that. I like 38.10. 38.70. Let's mark it right there. I would say you're definitely playing this support level over here. But one thing I will say is you did take out this low. So this is a big area it needs to fight through, this previous low over here, if that makes any sense to you. But I am going to tune back over. I am getting my little pump on IDAI. I had to go get a piece off. We're going to take another 2.5%. We're taking 2.5% cuts all the ways up to the upside, holding the piece for the dream. So let's take a piece off. That should have gave us 83s. There was one lot on the bid. So that should have gave us 83s there. Let's see if we can go on the ask at, see, I missed my order right there for 86s, but that's all right because I think we're still going to get it. So let's go on the ask here for another 2.5% trim right off of 86s. We'll go 86, 286. 286, we'll ring the register there. Oh my gosh, right back in. That's all right. We're going to keep an eye on this though. TNGX pushing up to 8. How about missing that by 1 penny? Missing that by 1 penny. Ain't that something about a B? IDIA, we still think that this has some resistance right here. We're just trying to go off right in front of that. IDIA, and then I do got to go take a look at pen because this is getting ready to fill a gap right here. And our order is filled, and we're in the money right off the rip. So there's a live trade taken for you right there, Lucas. You can watch me work. Pen, we had a catalyst. We like the earnings report, so we're buying against this catalyst right here. But we're just buying this gap right here. That's all we're doing. We're buying this gap, and our out's going to be up to 24s probably. But IDIA, let's go take a look back and see if we are getting this fill or not. What was the other one I was alerted on? I was alerted on 2. TNGX, we can go take that order off. We're going to take both these orders off now. I don't want it down there anymore. So taking both those orders. I hope that makes sense to you, Lucas. Oh, looks like you're not there anymore. That's all right, because we're ringing the register. You should have tuned in and kept staying with the channel. That's fine. We don't need you. I'm just kidding, Lucas. I love you, dog. But getting a nice little pump on this candle. Taking a fill right there. Ringing the register on some more profits. IDIA working for us very well. And we're going to stick with it. Let's go right up. Oh man, yep. 2% off, taking a 2.5%er. Bids not stacked though. I don't want to get screwed on an order. Let's go limit off of those 94s. 294. Take another 2.5%. 294s. We'll see if that can fill. And let's just get another order right there off of 3s. We're not playing around today. We have showed up to play. Let's take another. And there's 3. Did we get the fill though? I don't know if we got that fill or not. But it is getting spicy. We're heating up here. We are heating up. Heating up. Come on, give me that fill at 3. We're at breakout territory here. We are at breakout territory. 94 is my best print. 22 lots stacked on 92 is what I like to see. Bid is pushing up. Let's go off a 98 as well. So we're off 298 and 3. 298 and 3. We think we're going to get both of those fills. It already tapped it once. It already tried to flush it once. Didn't get the 301 though. Let's take a look back over at Penn. Penn not really working for us too much, but just small size on that order right there. IDAI, did it give us that fill? It sure did. We got 98s printed. 98s are printed. Let's see if we can get this fill at 3. Come on, just a little push. Give me just a little push here. We did get those 98s filled. That is beautiful. Off of a reload. You guys watched it right here live. We watched it come all the ways back in, didn't panic, reloaded the position, and now what I say? I said, we're waiting for a green candle to go take out the highs. Let's go. Let's go right up to 315s. Let's see threes hold. Let's go 315s for another 2.5%. We're taking 2.5% all the ways up. IDIA, AI. Feeling good today. Feeling good today. Let's see if we can get up to those 315s, and then we'll go in front of those 325s. This is a nice candle on some nice increased volume here. There's 311s. There's 314s. There's 315s. Take another 2.5% off of these 22s. Go 322. Coming on back in for now. That's fine. Right back in the threes. That's fine. This is where some breakout buyers are looking for right there. But it is above both of those wicks. If that holds as support, we think we can get some good extension on this. You know, Lucas, I'm actually a little bit irritated that you bailed on me. You bailed on me, Lucas. I was breaking down Carvana for you. Seen it immediately. Was answering everything for you. This candle still hasn't closed above this, so if this is a washout top, you know, we can see what we have left on the position. But I mean, we're making pretty good on this one today. 315 best fill. Coming all the ways back in. So leaving that washout top. Is this going to be something that we need to think about cutting? Or are some buyers going to come back in? All the ways back in. We're previewing the order for an exit. Come on, don't go down on me now. Don't give up on me now. We did get back quite a bit of losses or wins there. And just like that, hold the line. Nice. Oh man, that could have been a fucking home run trade right there. He had it. Can't say we didn't have it. Can't say we didn't have it. Still holding right here though, but I don't like that washout top. I think we're just gonna get out of this one. Oh boy, decisions, decisions. Yep, let's cut it. Let's cut it. There's the exit of the position. Takes a nice green trade. You know, we can start ripping right here, but that washout top is too scary for me. Uh, so we took the fill. It's a little bit higher than where we exited, but um, had a lot of good outs, and it is what it is. Just wanted to peek over at Moulin real quick. So IDAI, we are out of the trade now. You can only do so much. We do have a fill on pen, so let's go over the pen. Pen's right in at this gap, so let's go add a little bit more size on this pen trade. And we're going to give it 10 pennies underneath that 50. If that can hold, then we'll... $23.30 we'll go. We'll give it... So we have our stop loss in for pen. Really not that much risk. That's not bad. Let's look around, see what else we can find now. Take a look. Who was it that was coming in here talking about the NASDAQ gonna rip? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? See, that's the problem I have with people. They just don't get it. You say that right when it pulls into support on a name that is strong. Yeah, man. I don't get it. I really don't. People, I put SQQ in the title. You better go back 3 or 4 live streams ago, August 1st of Tuesday, when I said, hey, this thing not being able to fill this gap here on the SQQQ is a big no-no for the market. I don't care what's going on. If more people want to buy than sell, if more stock is bought than sold at a particular price, it goes up. It goes up. When people are thinking they're going to get this fill right here, and they don't, Shoom. This is just the tip of the iceberg, fellas. I only put SQQQ on the title because I think this thing is going to rip up to this gap. Whether it needs to trade sideways a little bit, I would be shocked if we took out this low. I would be absolutely shocked. Now, I'm just a guy sharing my opinion here, but the NASDAQ getting a fresh positive break today on strength. Nice increasing volume the last 3 days. People trying to get in. We gap up. We don't even have the weakness to pull down into this gap. We pull right back into these last 2 wicks of the last 2 days, and we're starting to turn back up already. So, I mean, what are we talking about here? Green turn in the red? Yeah, I'm sorry, Falcon. You should have gave me a chance to explain myself. Maybe you wouldn't have made a bad trade. I bet you probably just punched along into the NASDAQ. Playing around with me. This is post-vacation Rudy. Not bullshitting with nobody. I'm sticking to what I do. If you guys don't like it, then get out. I don't want you here. Had enough. Bros, this was a name. We said, hey, in a wedge pattern. Boom, look at that extension. We had a nice downward channel right here. Boom, gaps up over it. Boom, right there. This is what I'm on. Oh, my bad, guys. My bad. My blood's just pumping right now because I'm pissed that I didn't take off more of that IDAI, and we're out of it now. We had a beautiful trade right there. And I'm not even in it anymore. It's alright. We can find something else. Sorry. I'm a lot of negative energy right now. I need to get back to positive, positive vibes. Let's go see if we can find something. PWM, this is one that I want to keep on watch. High margin IPO that is already operating profitable. Just not there yet. Not there yet. Don't have enough information. Tilray. How about that? Almost marked the wick low right there. Just marked that previous high. Strong name. Nice volume increase when it takes out that high. Pulls right back in. Beautiful. That reminds me, Roku. I said I wanted to keep an eye on Roku. Right in off this support level right here. I'd say just marking the body candles. That's not half bad look. Oil. What's oil doing? Oil's still chopping around. It's fine. TNGX. This is why we wanted to try and get that fill. You know, if I had that fill, he's sitting a lot better. Wicked right to the bottom of that candle. This is what you guys want to find right there. Right to the bottom of that candle. At 38.70. 38.70. Let's go see what this 38.70 is looking. All in all, recap of this trade is I had fun trading it. Made some good money on it. It was a good trade. We had our best print at 315, only 2.5%, but it was still a print. And we closed the trade out for every share being in the green. At the end of the day, I can only look back and say that it was a good trade. Yes, in hindsight, I probably could have stopped some out at that 3 level. I could have put a stop in there, took 100 something, I don't know. But it is what it is. It was a good trade though. It was a great trade. Pen. Let's go back over to Pen, see what we're looking like over there. Still holding right around that gap level right there, so not terrible. This TNGX actually not a half bad look though. 10 minutes left on this candle. I'd love to be in it. Missed it by 1 penny. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll say one of these names on this 338 or 638 ticker watch list is going to be the high of the day. That's a guaranteed. One of these names is going to be the top mover of the day. Let's go see if we can find that top mover. Let's go take a look at Boyle. Boyle was the name today. It's got some kinks to work out, but I think down in this range off this neckline is a good area. Acting like we want to get a little bit of a bid off these lows here. I'm gonna call it for the live stream today. There's not even anyone tuned in. Appreciate anybody who did tune in, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.